Here at the front of the room is Mayor Carl Dean, Director Billy Lynch, and Chief Rick White, and you'll be hearing from them in just a few moments. The first speaker that we have is a leader known to all of us, not only locally, but nationally as well. He's a 35-year veteran of the fire service, and Chief White has supported this very day. He's working diligently every day to lead our department into the future. I'd like to call upon him for his remarks.
We've got a management team in place in the fire department. Before I talk too much, I would like the individuals that are operating as part of this management team now to stand up. I can't emphasize team enough. That's something that when I've talked to the soon-to-be promoted captains earlier in the week, that we tried to emphasize teamwork and leadership. No one person can run this department by themselves. No one person can run a fire district, an EMS district by themselves. You have to work as a team. You have to have people you can rely on, people you can count on, people that can shoulder responsibility and be accountable for their actions. This is the first wave of captains associated with this new management team. I'm very proud of the selections we made. I will tell all of these guys to be promoted here shortly. There were some very good people that were not promoted. So this should be a bittersweet time for you. Rejoice in this, but also understand there's other people that aren't there for whatever reason. Once again, I couldn't be more proud of these individuals. We've run them through a 20-hour orientation, trying to cover the high spots that we feel is necessary to operate as company officers. As a company officer, you must be a leader. I told a lot of these guys during the interview process, if you don't run your company is going to run you. You know, you can be friends, but you're the guy with the wide shoulders. You're the ones that accept this responsibility. And I'm going to tell you something right now. If you accept this responsibility, your reward for that is going to be more responsibility. If you accept accountability, your reward for that is going to be more accountability. If you work hard, your reward for that is going to be more hard work, because that is the way it works. I'm going to step down here a minute, but I've been reporting to our Director, Chief Billy Lynch, here for these last several months. And when Billy first came on board, I think there was a lot of trepidation with him coming back to the fire department. I'm going to tell you right now, this man wants this department to be a great department. I know he loves this city. As far as I'm concerned, he's got a PhD in running a department. I consider him a mentor as well as a friend. And it's been my honor these last few days, last few weeks rather, and months to work with him. There's been talk that once Billy is gone, if I'm left in charge, that we're going to turn the clock back. Well, I'm not turning the clock back on anything. I'm looking forward. That may or may not be good for you, depends on what mindset you have. But we are going to move forward. We're going to do what's best for the taxpayers in this city, the city government, the department, and the people that work in this department. Our first obligation are to the citizens that do in fact pay our salaries. And we're going to serve them to the best of our ability. We're going to maintain physical control over our finances. We are going to live within our budget. We're not going to spend extravagantly, and we're not going to overspend. We're going to build confidence in this department, hopefully with the mayor's office, finance, and everyone else associated with it. It's not going to happen overnight, but we're going to do it. Not because of me, but because of all of us, this team. I'm going to step down now. Let me give you this. Thanks.
First, let me say it's a real honor and pleasure to be here. And I've been around Metro for a long time, and I do thoroughly love this city. I love this department. I want to say to the graduates first, congratulations. You need to hold your heads up high. You're the first newly promoted captains since the release of the Maximus audit in March 2013. Our newest first-level management, and you will play, each of you and everybody in the back, a huge role in the process of bringing this department to full strength. For those that don't know, back about November last year, we did an audit on the Nashville Fire Department. I brought in a group, not only of ex-employees to help me, but I also brought in Maximus Consulting. And the Maximus audit that was released in March clearly showed that many of our managers at that point in time viewed this department as through a straw, visualizing only the specific bureau duties. And through this audit, their eyes and our eyes were opened. So now we clearly see the big picture where it deals with information technology, finance, medical, firefighting, development, and Office of Emergency Management. It's a big department, and you got to look at the total department to truly appreciate the mandate that these newly promoted captains and all managers in this department have. I know each of the new captains will not take the role lightly, and you will know that you will be judged individually by your actions. I want to point out, do not be afraid to ask questions. Seek guidance when needed, because all of that's a mark of a strong leader. I want to say thank you, and a word of thanks and all, to the management team, Nashville Fire Department, that Chief White recognized, along with Mark Young, who has worked very close. Mark is the labor leader for the fire department, has worked very, very close with us. And also I'd like to mention an individual who I've relied to talk to quite a bit, and that's Martin Coleman, former chief of Nashville Fire Department, and the last chief that actually came through the department. And Martin has been very, very instrumental in helping me all these months. I want to thank Chief White and Chief Birdwell, who oversees the academy, as they orchestrated this orientation. I'd also like to personally thank two individuals outside the department that came in to assist. One is I shouldn't call her old, she's a longtime employee friend of mine who's helped me in many, many departments from my days at HR through, Veronica Frazier. Veronica used to run training for me, and she now worked for me at Public Works, and she came over to teach her specialty to the new captains. And former assistant chief and a neighbor of mine and a gentleman I truly respect, Lee Bergeron, for taking the time to come over here to help Chief White, help this management team, and help these newly promoted captains. I just want to thank them. They did one fantastic job. I believe each of the captains are off to a great start. And I personally feel great about the direction in which this department is headed. One thing I've learned 44 years ago from my former employers, we can never forget who we truly work for. We got to give our best, and we owe it to the taxpayers of Davidson County who have paid my salary for all these years, to the metropolitan government who we protect every day in our actions and how we perform our duties. The department in which we work for, which is the Nashville Fire Department. It's not EMS, it's not suppression, it's not inspection. It's the Nashville Fire Department that they all work. And as employees of this department or any department, always remember, act professionally and never embarrass yourself, your family, or the department. Always remember that, and you will take this job one day. And I hope each of you someday have the opportunity. When I talk about taxpayers, department, government employees, I have a boss, and he has been employed for many years. And he's lived up to that, taking care of the taxpayers, taking care of the government, taking care of departments, and he truly has been a supporter of public safety and that's Mayor Carl Dean. And I'd love to introduce and bring forth the mayor. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Billy, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be with you here today as we recognize advancement within the fire department as a special milestone in the careers of our firefighters. I want to take a moment to recognize the former Vice Mayor of Nashville, Jay West. Jay, thank you for being here with us. Let me be one of the first to commend each of you for your achievement. I'd like to recognize the support and dedication from the family members and friends who stood beside each candidate as they reached for this important goal. I'm pleased to announce today that we will promote 22 dedicated first responders to the position of captain. This position is critical to lead and command a company of firefighters, and this is where the job of saving lives and property begins. To the individuals being promoted today, you will be counted on for your leadership, your skills, and technical knowledge to accomplish the emergency mission in the safest manner possible. As leaders of our fire and rescue services, you will interact with dozens of citizens in your community. When you simply wanted to visit firefighters, there'll be other folks there, and you'll also at times there'll be points when people are hurt and fearful of their lives and property, and they will need you and they will need your leadership. I have confidence that you will maintain the sacred trust for those you serve as you lead your team through the emergencies you respond to. Keeping our fire department staffs and our promotion positions intact is part of my commitment to public safety, and it is a true high priority for the city. It is gratifying to know that just last week, 122 personnel completed their training and have been assigned to ambulances and fire stations throughout our city. In closing today, let me extend my sincerest congratulations to all promoted here today and my heartfelt wish for a continued safe and prosperous career here in Nashville. Thank you.
At this time, if Mayor Dean and Chief White will come to the logo here, we're going to call each promotee individually. We have, there'll be a photo that'll be taken. You're welcome after the ceremony if you'd like to come up front, and we'll assist with that. But each person being promoted here today will hear back from the Academy on directions about how they'll get pictures of their photo. Okay, Joshua Alexander. Timothy Baker. Derek Bickett. Nathan Bloodworth. David Brugman. Robert Burdett. William Curran. Daryl Dixon. Jimmy Greenwood Jr. Alan Hamback. Jeffrey Hinkle. Evans Johnson. Roy Dean Johnson. Jamison Laster. Robert Neese. Donald Reasonover. Jason Saunders. Aaron Sparkman. Patrick Stevens. David Tomlinson. Michael Van Tassel. Joe Walsh. At this time, if all those promoted would please stand, and Mayor Dean is going to come and offer the oath of office.
If you could all raise your right hand and repeat after me, and when I say I, insert your name. I do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of Tennessee and support the Constitution and laws thereof, and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment, diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the rank assigned in the fire department in and for Nashville and Davidson County, according to the Constitution of this state, so help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, our new captains.
Well, this is going to conclude our acknowledgement ceremony today. Please hug your promotee. I know that you're excited, and thank you so much for coming.